In this video, I'm just going to quickly show you exactly what my recommendations are for going from GSuite to Google Workspace. This all stems from an email I got the other day where I was asked to now transition from my existing GSuite account to Google Workspace, and you've got to basically go through a review of there's a comprehensive comparison of different options you have available to you, and if you're not familiar with these things, then it may not be very clear as to what option you should go for. So when you look at the options you have available, you've basically got Business Starter, Business Standard, Business Plus, and Enterprise. Really simply, the one you need to go for is Business Standard, unless you are a big corporation, and you may therefore go for Business Plus. But for normal business owners that I deal with, mainly the people in this group, you should be going for Business Standard. The key reason you don't go for Business Starter, which looks like a cheap and cheerful option, is that with Business Starter, you get quite a low amount of storage now. You only get 30 gigabytes compared with 2 terabytes on Business Standard, and you'll be surprised how quickly you fill that up if you're saving videos and things in there. But the other really important thing is if you scroll down, it's not actually very clear, but about here, and I know you probably can't see this very well on the screen, so I'll read it to you. So under Device Secure Cloud Storage, there's a tick next to this word here which is shared drives for your team. And you get that on Business Standard. You don't get that on Business Starter. That is the key reason why I think all business owners should go for Business Standard and not Business Starter. Shared drives allow you to give access to people on a really controlled way. And that if anybody creates a document that works for you and puts it into that shared drive, you as the business owner become the owner of that document. Therefore, you have control over it. It's not saved on someone else's G drive. It's not saved in their personal space. It's not in your personal space. It's in a business shared drive which your company owns. And what that means is you can actually control what people do with the files and folders that are in there, even if they created them. So you can have it set up, if it's someone's a contributor, they can add a new document in there, an image, a PDF, or a Google Doc, or whatever, and they can't then delete it afterwards. And so that means you can, if you've got a new person working with you, you can control, they can view everything, but they can't delete anything. Even if they add stuff to that, they can't delete it. So it gives you that real amazing level of control. Now, just to give you an example, or give you a story behind why I think this is so important. So when I first started out, I didn't know about shared drives, or SharePoint would be the Microsoft equivalent. And so Asa, one of my staff, she worked with me. She created loads of research on our marketing research, on our competitors and everything, but she saved all of that into her personal space and shared that with me. So when she left the company, a couple of months later, that just disappeared. And I had no control, no way of getting that back. I didn't notice it had gone for quite some time because it's not stuff I used every day. When I did go to find it, she said, sorry, I deleted it, and it's actually gone from my trash can now as well. So I was unable to recover it. So using business shared drives, avoid that ever happening, because you have control. You control the recycle bin as well. So if someone does delete something, if you do give them permissions to do that, you can just undelete it. So that's it. Nothing more complicated than that. If you go for Business Standard, you are covering your back. One extra point though. It may look that it's going to get expensive if you're working with a number of different contractors or virtual assistants or staff, and you're paying like $12 or what's that, about £9 a person or whatever. Then if you're paying that for every single person, then it can rack up quite quickly. So the great thing again about shared drives is you can add free Gmail users to your shared drive with all the same permissions, so they can still create stuff using their free Gmail account, put it in your shared drive, and you become the owner. So you can still control everything in the same way that if they were a paid user. With regards to cloud, we're talking specifically about cloud storage here, but you don't have to pay for them. So that's what we do for a lot of our staff. We create Gmail accounts. So we have, for example, SAO, Systems and Outsourcing, SAO dot and the person's name. So sao.john@gmail.com, sao.jane@gmail.com. And that's what we get people to use when they're working with us. They create a Gmail account, or we create that Gmail account for them, or they set up for themselves, and then they use that, and we add that, we share things through our business shared drives using that email, so it doesn't cost us anything. So there you go.